Yeah, how's everyone doing? So, reason why I'm making this video is because the NFL, the commissioner of the NFL has decided that this upcoming season, that if any player or any staff member sitting on the sidelines of any game decides to kneel or sit during the national anthem, that any said team could be fined or would be fined, and that any of those teams could fine the players and the staff members for not honoring the singing of the national anthem, standing up, I guess, for the flag of the United States of America. This is actually a victory for POTUS 45. Let's not forget last year that he called NFL players, or the ones that decided to protest, which is a peaceful protest, which is part of our constitutional rights. You know, we have the right to a peaceful protest. He called those NFL players sons, SOBs. I'm going to leave it there. And let's not forget that the reason why all this started, it was a player by the name of Colin Kaepernick, who's been blackballed from the NFL the past 2 years. He hasn't been able to get on the team. But it started from that. Him protesting police brutality and violence towards unarmed black males. This was his protest. Now, when Colin Kaepernick started his protest, he used to sit down. There was a military vet that told him it'd be better for him to just kneel, right? And he took the military vet's advice, and he knelt while the national anthem was being sang, and just as a sign of a peaceful protest. What's crazy about this is that what this country is supposed to quote unquote stand for, liberties and the right to do certain things, the freedom of press, the freedom of expression, this policy totally goes against that. Now, he wasn't, like the president said, he wasn't disrespecting any military personnel that fought in any war. He wasn't disrespecting the flag. He was just having a peaceful protest to bring light to a situation that's prevalent throughout the country. Unarmed black men being massacred in the streets. That's what he was trying to bring light to. And because of that, he's been penalized by his career being jeopardized, taken away from him being blackballed. This is a travesty. This, first of all, let's start with the Star Spangled Banner. Do you know that I want you to look up the original lyrics of the Star Spangled Banner that were written by Francis Scott Key? I believe it was in 1814 or 1812, between 1812 and 1814. My memory flees from me right now, but it was between that time. And he wrote this poem that later became the national anthem. Now, the original poem, or the original song, or the poem that was later put into song form, has about 4 verses. It has 4 stanzas. The third verse I want you to look it up. Look it up. I'm gonna give you a little research assignment. Look it up and see what that third stance or that third verse says. And you'll be very surprised. The origins of that Star-Spangled Banner is very racist. It references slaves and hirelings. That's what it references. So us as black people here in America, we have to be so patriotic. But the origin, so the genesis of the Star-Spangled Banner was written with the not even an undertone, but an overtone of racism in it, because it speaks about slavery. In 1814, we were still slaves. We fought every war that this country, our ancestors fought every war that this country had to offer, with the promise that there will be freedom afterward. Every war. Every war. From the War of Independence, from Britain to the Civil War, we fought. We fought World War I, World War II. We fought every war that this country had to offer. And what did it get us? This is what it gets us. So if we want to do a peaceful protest, it's a problem, because now you're going to be fined if you take a knee or if you sit down. But they did leave an open policy. And this is the open policy that the NFL left. The only way you won't be fined is if the national anthem is being sung and you stay in the locker room. I will implore every black NFL player, any African American NFL player, to stand together, to band together, because this policy is racist, because the players that were mainly kneeling were African American or black players. So it was a strike against them. I will implore them all to unite and stay in the locker room, because I believe the NFL is about 80% black, and it will show a big difference, and it will show a big protest against the policies that the NFL is making. That's a racist policy, because the majority of the players, like I said before, that kneel are black players, and the injustices are happening to black people, young black males. So I will hope that all these NFL players will stand together. Hey, let some white ones join in, because injustice is injustice. If you see an injustice done, whether it be to a white person or a black person, as a white person, you're supposed to stand up. So I would hope that everybody will stand up in peaceful protest and stay in the locker room as a sign of protest, to show and leave those sidelines empty as the national anthem is being sang. And I hope that be players from both teams that do this. You can't keep urinating in our faces telling us it's rainwater. You can't keep spitting in our face and telling us it's rainwater. You understand what I'm saying? Our forefathers have given their blood, sweat, and tears for this country. We have fought and given all of our all for this country. Even in times when the U.S. armed forces were segregated, and they used to send battalions of us, of our fathers, to go in and rescue people, to go into missions where there was no escape, and we still come out on the other end. Our forefathers did that. Our people did that. We have given everything for this country. What have they given us? What have we gotten in return? These are the things that we have to consider. These are the things that we have to look at. We got to stick together, and we have to build on things that will cause us to prosper as a people. because no one else is going to care for you unless you care for yourself. So we have to have love for each other. We have to have love for one another and stop with all the separation, because separation breeds weakness and all it will do is tear us down. See you on the next video. Shalom.